Welcome to Be Human podcast, episode 6 on scams. So, I feel like scams would be one to fit with this podcast. Yeah, again, it's hard to choose which ones will fit into either To Be Human one or um, the uh, our podcast, but seeing that this is a more serious topic, I suppose, I guess this will fit in this podcast. I will get back to, more, you know, human related things in this podcast, down the line and, get back to regular our podcast stuff as well. Just I've come up with a bunch of ideas that they could fit in either. So yeah. But either way, scam. You should know what a scam is, unless you're young and you know you wouldn't know then. But just for the chance of someone young watching the video. A scam is when someone tries to take advantage of you, usually for money, sometimes information. Um, but yeah, usually it's for money, gaining money. But even scammers will go for old people, because they also can easily be, you know, taken advantage of. So, yeah. But, yeah. Scams are not great, and you gotta, watch out because someone could be a scammer and you always realize it. So, be cautious and, if something doesn't feel right, then, don't pay the person, like, like, if they seem like they're not going to, you know, you know, deliver on whatever they're supposedly going to give you, um, then, um, you know, like they're probably a scammer, you know. So yeah, so yeah, and there's definitely a lot of different types of scams. Yeah, and I can't list off every single one because I don't know every type, but there are a lot of different types. But usually, in the end result, they're trying to get something from you without actually giving anything back. So yeah, scams suck, and people shouldn't scam, but scams are probably gonna remain for a long time, and yeah, but yeah, scams are bad, and yeah, it sucks if you ever been scammed. Like I think I've had some close calls, and um back in I guess I would consider this a scam technically. Back in my TF2 days, there's trading, like servers where you can trade stuff. And since I was young and didn't know the value of items, it meant that I usually was scammed by you know the people I was trading with. Like they would get overall more value than I would. So yeah, um, yeah, and funny thing is like one of them was like you know, only one person was actually a good person and was trying to be like, hey, wait, you sure you want to trade this for this? And I'll, dumb young me was like, yes, I do. And they were like, all right. I wonder now in retrospect if they thought I was like potentially like a YouTuber doing like a bit or something because, YouTubers will do that, like, you know, sometimes be kind and give you more than, the price of, the item they're trying to get, you know, you know, because, usually the only persons that will be, that kind is YouTubers, so it's very fitting in retrospect to where I am, now. But also in retrospect, it sucks because they were the only person that was like, "Hey, are you sure?" They did try to stop me in all fairness, and I wish they were also had the other thought, like, you know, is this potentially a kid that doesn't know all the trading values of things? But I guess that didn't come to mind. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, so yeah. But most of the time I was basically scammed in the TF2 trading. But yeah, scams, are bad, and, don't fall for scams, spend your money wisely, you know, spend on something that's actually, you know, going to have, value, like, to you, like, you know, something you can hold on to, which, you know, it's sometimes, not always the easiest these days. Like, I'm someone, who buys video games, and if you don't know already, video games, get delisted and stuff, it's a big problem, and it kind of sucks, to potentially lose, games you paid for. So, yeah. At least Steam's pretty good on that, where you can still keep the game even if it's, delisted, like later down the track, like Minecraft Story Mode is a delisted game, the high earn, so at least Steam is a bit better on that than others. But yeah, it can still suck. But yeah. Anyway, brief tangent aside, you know, don't fall for scams, and yeah, I don't really have that much else to say. Usually these, the To Be Human podcast goes longer, but scams is, I guess, a shorter subject. But yeah, either way, thanks for watching the To Be Human podcast, and Yeah. Until next time, peace and thank you. Goodbye.